There are 29 items in my carry-on right now, and 4 of them have literally saved me from disaster on long flights. If you're about to take a flight over 5 hours and you don't pack these things, you're gonna regret it. Before we get into what we packed inside, let's talk about choosing the right fanny pack itself. I recommend going for a low-key color like black and getting one that's big enough to fit a lot of stuff, but not so humongous that it sticks out. Some airlines are starting to crack down on fanny packs and count them as your personal item, which is totally bogus, so you may have to hide it. That's why I prefer fannies over those cross-body bags, because with a fanny pack, you can just swing it around your body and it disappears. And if an airline ever did somehow see my fanny pack and try to charge me for it, they can get bent, because I would just move all my stuff into my Scotty vest that has like 20 secret pockets. Then I'd take everything out again as soon as I passed them. I personally use this Pack Safe fanny pack because I like the added security features that are built into it, but you can just use cheapo budget options also. I'll link to this exact fanny pack below in case you're interested, as well as everything else that I mentioned in this video down in the description. We'll start with the obvious, and that is your earbuds or headphones. I personally use AirPods Pro, and I use these for everything except for sleep, which I'll get to why in a moment. One thing you might worry about when wearing earbuds on an airplane is them falling out and falling on the floor and losing them or something. So a couple solutions are one of these little cord thingies that your earbuds can pop into. This actually came included with my case to these AirPods. I once also saw someone wearing a headband covering their earbuds, which worked, but it kind of looked a little bit funny. Or I like always packing one of these gator buff thingies, and you can just wear it on your neck or on your head or anything, and these serve many different functions, but one of them could be holding in your earbuds. I don't really worry about them falling out because they're most likely to fall out when you're sleeping or something, and I don't use these while I'm sleeping. Next is the Goldilocks size passport holder. Not too small that you can't fit enough, but also not too big that it takes up too much space. This one fits my passport, a few cards and IDs, some vaccination documents, and a couple folded up papers in the back here. An alternative is to use a Ziploc baggie to protect your passport from water, but in my experience, if you don't have something rigid like this protecting it, it'll get all bent up in your backpack. Next up is your mini hygiene items, like for example, your mini hand sanitizer for after you go to the grody bathroom. You can bring some travel size tissues in case you have a runny nose or plan on watching sad movies. A mask, just in case your neighbor happens to be hacking a lung. I know lots of people hate masks, but if my neighbor is sick, I prefer not to be sick on my vacation. Also, some people like wearing masks just because they tend to keep your airways from drying out. I don't tend to get dried out when I'm on planes, but if you are prone to drying out, you can also bring some nasal saline spray, some cough drops, some eye drops, and some chapstick. I like to also always bring this stainless steel pen for filling out documents when I'm arriving internationally. These are my favorite pens because they'll probably last me the rest of my life, but if you're afraid of someone asking you to borrow your pen and then stealing it, then one trick is to use one of those cheap normal pens, but take off the cap because nobody's gonna steal a pen without a cap. Next, just because you have quality earbuds or headphones doesn't mean that they're also good for sleeping. For sleeping, I've been using the Soundcore Sleep A30 Special Sleep Buds, both at home and on my most recent trips. And they've earned a permanent spot in my travel kit. What makes these really special is they weigh just 3 grams each, and they're super duper tiny inside of your ears. So even if you sleep on your side, they don't put pressure on your ears like normal earbuds do, leaning up against a pillow or a window. The battery lasts up to 10 hours per charge, enough for any long haul flight, and it comes with this compact charging case that easily fits in your backpack. Airplane noise can keep me awake during flights, which is why I like the earbuds triple layer noise reduction and built-in white noise that helps you relax and fall asleep. The active noise canceling and snore masking really do a good job. You can even save your own customized white noise sounds in the Soundcore app to get the exact soothing sound your brain needs to rest. If you struggle to sleep on planes or in noisy accommodations while traveling, these are worth checking out. I'll link to the current discount prices below. Big thanks to Soundcore for sponsoring this video. There's no bigger bummer than your phone running out of battery on hour 4 of a 10-hour flight and then realizing that the USB in your plane seat doesn't work. That's why I always pack a mini power bank in my fanny pack, specifically a wireless one that clips onto the back of your phone so you don't have a bunch of cords in your small cramped plane seat tangling against your neighbor and your seat and everything else. Just make sure you follow your airline's specific power bank rules. For example, some of them do not allow you to charge with a power bank with it inside of your backpack. Speaking of charging cables, there are 2 options to keep yourself tangle free if you don't have the wireless power bank. If you have devices with all different charging ports, then this rolling square charger thing comes in super handy because it has all of the different adapters that you might need on both sides, and it packs up into this compact little wire. On the other hand, if all of your devices use USB-C charging, then I would just get a power bank that has a built-in retractable USB-C charging cable. Unfortunately, mine is in the US right now, but it looks something like this. You'll also want to always bring some sort of snack in your fanny pack, and I recommend never relying on airline food, which you never know when will come or if it'll come at all, depending on your flight. I'd say protein bars or granola bars are probably the easiest option, but one time I had a huge long flight that was like 24 hours long with a bunch of different layovers, so I packed an entire loaf of bread, an entire jug of peanut butter, and an entire jug of jelly. The problem was at TSA, they told me that the peanut butter and jelly counted as liquids and they wouldn't let me through, but instead of giving into them, I got out of the line, I went back out into the lobby, and I made myself 20 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, packed them back in the bag, and then cruised through the TSA line. Take that, TSA. What I did not account for, and a lot of people have happily pointed this out to me, is that some people have peanut allergies, so if I eat peanut butter, I could be causing them problems. This may sound selfish, but I personally think that that's not my problem and that they should be in charge of taking care of their own health and notifying the people around them. But I'm interested in what you think, so leave a comment below. Next up, chewing gum. This helps keep you awake if you want to stay awake. It helps balance your ear pressure, and it helps if you ate something questionable at the airport and you need to cover up the aftermath. Just please be mindful of the chewing noises you're making because you might drive your neighbors crazy if they have misophonia. Next is a special sleep mask that is great for sleep, or if you're a lady and the guy next to you won't stop hitting on you. Any old eye mask is better than no eye mask, but I prefer these domed style ones that don't rest on your eyelids. But whatever you do, I highly recommend actually testing out your eye mask before your long flight, because I bought this one, which is like the #1 rated one on Amazon, and for some reason it just doesn't fit the structure on my face very well. That was unfortunate to figure out on my flight. If you're a minimalist, you can skip the eye mask altogether and just use that multi-use buff. If you think you'll need medicines during your flight, this is also a good thing to keep in your fanny pack, like Dramamine for motion sickness or anxiety, anti-diarrhea meds, ibuprofen, you get it. Next is the obvious one, but there's some things you'll need to remember, and that is your phone. Don't forget to download games and videos and music offline to use as your entertainment system. Some flights now include Wi-Fi for free or for purchase, but I'd still always prepare an offline plan and not count on that in-flight Wi-Fi working. It's also fun to download a language learning app onto your phone so you can practice the keywords last minute before you arrive, and I also always make sure to install an eSIM on my phone before I leave home so that when I land, I'm instantly connected. If you don't plan on using your own phone for your entertainment while you're on your flight and you plan on using the seat back entertainments instead, then I'd also look into one of these bad boy adapter guys that plug into the back of the seat, and it allows you to connect your wireless headphones to the in-flight system so that you can use your high quality headphones so you don't have to use the crappy ones that the airlines give you. Okay, now let's get into the backpack itself. This is gonna go under the seat in front of you, which is still kind of in arm's reach, but it's just a little bit more annoying to get to than the immediate access you have in your fanny pack. So this is more for things that you may or may not need to use like one time during your flight. I recommend using a backpack that's around 16 by 12 by 6 inches, but don't worry if it's a little bit bigger than that, just don't fill it all the way full so that it can squeeze and smush down under the seat. I use different bags for different trips, but overall my favorite is this one from Air, which I'll link to, and my wife's favorite one is one from Nomadlane. The first key item that I always have in my backpack at all times is some emergency baby wipes. These can be used for cleaning down grody surfaces, but I also just like using them to wipe my bum instead of toilet paper. Kind of makes me feel like royalty. On the outside of the bag, it's always handy to have some sort of carabiner, because then you can hang bags off the outside with your food in it or anything else that you want easy access. You can just hang it to the outside and clip it to your backpack. This is super handy during your actual trip after your flight as well. As far as security goes, I always recommend having some sort of lock that you can use on your bag when you have to get up to go to the bathroom. In another video, I mentioned that I prefer these ABUS key locks over normal TSA locks because they're a little bit more secure. But after losing one of my keys to these locks, now I'm debating whether that little bit of extra security is worth it when you're just trying to prevent sticky finger opportunity theft. These key locks would be way more secure if you're using them for like lockers or something while you're traveling. But if you just want to secure your zipper a little bit with a backpack or something that's already on or around you or near you, then I'd say a TSA lock would be a lot more convenient. Next, I always pack some sort of either a hoodie or a raincoat, depending on the climate of the destination that I'm going to. In this case, this is my favorite Unbound merino hoodie that packs down super small and is cozy like a cloud and never stinks bad. You can wear it on the plane for warmth, or it doubles as a nice soft pillow, or if you're wearing it, sometimes I like pulling the hood down for a little bit of extra privacy. But if you have some way to stay warm on the plane, then you can avoid using those icky airport blankets that you don't know when's the last time they've been washed. Next, you minimalists are gonna laugh at me and you might consider me over-prepared here, but I also always have in this backpack an extra spare pair of wired earbuds just in case my wireless AirPods run out of battery. This has not only saved me once on a long flight, but also when I'm out working in cafes or whatever. It literally takes up like zero space. Another trick that I learned from someone who commented on one of my videos is that if you're taking a long flight with layovers and you're gonna need to be resting or sleeping with your stuff and you're worried about security, then they always pack a cheap pair of mirrored sunglasses that they just put on their face whenever they're hanging around in the airport. That way, if you're off alone trying to rest somewhere, then any airport pickpockets will leave you alone because they don't know if your eyes are open or closed. Not only that, but with the blinding airport lights, you might be able to actually get some rest. I realize that all of this is a lot to remember, and honestly, your specific packing list will probably depend on your destination climate, trip length, and trip type. That's why I created a free customized packing list tool that helps you build your own checklist based on your specific trip. You select your trip type and length, then it generates a customizable packing list so you don't forget anything important. It's completely free, super easy to use, and you can download it in the link in the description. While you're clicking that link for the free packing list, since your finger's already down there, why not just tickle that like and subscribe button too? Next, in my backpack, I have my handy dandy water bottle, and yes, you can get those collapsible, tiny, fold up water bottles, which will save you some space, but in your day-to-day, they're actually kind of annoying to use, which is why I just suck it up and get a nice stainless steel water bottle that'll actually keep my stuff cold. You can fill these up with water after you pass through security, or if you have free lounge access included with your credit cards like I did, you can also fill it up with other beverages if you so choose. I normally just stick with water though because I like to stay hydrated on my flights and feeling fresh when I arrive. Women, I hear that it's handy to pack a compact LED light mirror for touching up your makeup before you land. If you wear glasses, always pack them or your spare in your carry-on bag and never in your checked bag because you don't know if that's gonna get lost. Not all neck pillows are created equal, and I'd argue that the normal ones that go around your neck that you see being sold in the airport actually are less comfortable than not wearing any neck pillow at all. The only neck pillow that I find actually comfortable, and this is personal opinion, is the turtle neck pillow. You just wrap it around your neck like this, and you can lean your head over. This might look a little funny, but it prevents you from waking up with your head resting on your neighbor's shoulder. This is awkward for everyone involved, and it literally happened to me on my last flight from Panama to Colombia. This little tiny old guy with a huge mustache and a full purple suit fell asleep and was snoring on my shoulder, and it was so adorable that I didn't want to wake him up. Let's have some honest talk though. Pillows like this can make your long flight more comfortable, especially if it's just a direct in and out flight. But since I'm usually traveling long term for months on end from place to place to place, it's kind of a pain to lug around with me everywhere. I personally just pray that the seats have those adjustable head tilt thingies, and if not, then I just use my rolled up sweatshirt or Scotty vest. By the way, if you think that I've missed anything so far that's a must have for long flights, leave a comment below to help other travelers like you. I also like to always pack a freshening up kit. Toothbrush and toothpaste, floss to clean that spinach out of your teeth after eating that airplane meal, a tiny deodorant. For women, hairbrush, hair tie, makeup remover, and other essential makeup items. In your carry-on or personal item, you're also gonna have your liquids bag. I like to use these refillable containers here that are TSA compliant, so I don't have to buy specific smaller size liquids. It's also not a bad idea to always have an extra Ziploc bag because you never know when you need one. If you want to be extra comfy on the plane, you can also pack extra warm socks for the flight. That way your feet won't get cold if you take your shoes off. Some people also like to use the disposable strategy where they wear an old pair on top of their normal socks, and then they just throw it away when they get to the destination. If you have any type of circulation problem for flights over 2 hours, I highly recommend using compression socks. Along with socks, it's also a good idea to have a lightweight extra spare pair of clothes because your checked luggage could get lost and your carry-on could get gate checked. Extra clothes are handy to have on the flight in case of spills or sharding. This has saved countless travelers from disaster maybe including myself. Because if your luggage gets lost or delayed, the last thing you want to do is spend your first day of vacay walking around with skid-stained undies. Not speaking from experience or anything. In this bag, you can also carry other forms of entertainment in case you don't want to be staring at your small phone screen the whole time. For example, if you have a tablet, you can download stuff onto your tablet. And if you're a workaholic like me and want to work on the plane, then pack your laptop. In this backpack, I also always have an extra plastic baggie, which comes in handy for food or trash, or if your neighbor starts barfing or something. This bag also always has another thing that takes up pretty much zero space but comes in handy, and that is a rain cover in case I get out of the airport and it's pouring rain and I don't want all my stuff to get wet. I also recommend keeping your other prescription medication in this bag and never leaving it in your checked bag. You can have a couple pills that you might need on your flight in your fanny pack, but the rest should all go in your personal item bag. Knowing how to properly travel with prescription medications can get a little bit complicated and is outside the scope of this video, and if you get it wrong, there can be some big consequences. A lot of these medicine mistakes are easy to make and travelers are making them all the time. To avoid serious issues on your next trip, watch this video next. I break down in simple tools the rules for both domestic and international flights so that you're 100% clear on what's allowed and what isn't. Like, subscribe to the things. Love you. Bye-bye.